Hello, this is Group 1. We are Angelis Ramirez, Lucero Abreu, and Angel Casanova, and we are going to be talking about the article, Does Mindfulness Strengthen Self-Efficacy in First Grade Students? The content that we are going to be talking about is a summary of the main ideas of the article, the research questions, the data collection methods used by researchers, and the practical usefulness the research article has for teachers.
Well, the main ideas that I select of this article is the social emotional learning and brain development and functional building blocks for students to success in school and life. The second one is the lack of possible experience in early childhood can impede the student's success and create a need for intervention later in life. External and internal stressors often influence young children's sense of self-efficacy and resilience negatively. Lucero, please continue. Okay, thank you. The next main idea is the mindfulness practice in classroom are one type of intervention strategy that can provide students with skills to develop and cultivate resilience, a stronger sense of self-efficacy, emotional awarenesses, and self-regulation. The pairing mindfulness with a growth mindset allow for the optimistic outlook for growth in all students, no matter their background or severity of stressor present in their life. And the last main idea is educators who establish mindfulness routines and procedures help the students understand that their intelligence is malleable rather than fixed and can provide students with tools and strategy to overcome adversity within the classroom environment. Now, my partner Lucero will continue.
Okay, it's actually Angel, please.
Okay, thank you. Here we go with data collection methods. This study uses a mix of methods approach to quantitative and qualitative data from 6 first grade students who participate in daily mindfulness practice. The data were analyzed using descriptive statistics to determine in their perception of self-efficacy and silence improves from week 1 to week 6 of the study. Logical inductive data analyzed were used to identify common themes in students' interviews. They also Likert scale style questionnaire, open-ended question, and follow-up prompts. Interviews were recorded, transcribed, and analyzed from common themes in students' response using the logical inductive process to make sense of the narrative data. All interview and questionnaires were complete in a quiet spot in the classroom, away from the other students. Now, in the next slides, Lucero, we are going to see the research questions. In a research questions, we found the research questions that we found in this article were those mindfulness strength self-efficacies in the first grade students? Though mindfulness activities make students feel like they have the self-control? What mindfulness strategies do students use throughout the school day? What feelings do students feel when doing mindfulness activity? However, we would like to point out that from this question, the only one that we defined as a research question was the first one. The others that we found in the test within the interview questions and came to the conclusion that these were probably part of research question, even though they were not exactly stated as so in the article. Now let's continue with Lucero that is going to conclude this research.
Okay, thank you, Angel. So now I'm going to talk about the practical usefulness of this article. So basically, we find this article extremely useful for teachers as it provides data about a topic that we think is fundamental for teachers to help students to succeed at school and even in life, because the evidence shown in the article and the literature review help teachers to have an understanding of what mindfulness is about and be aware of its importance not only for students but also for themselves and any human being's social emotional development. as one needs mentioned in the article, that teachers who practice mindfulness themselves can help nurture mindfulness within their students, from which we understand that it means anything we want to teach to our students, we need to master it first and apply it into our daily life. So we need to work with ourselves first if we want to be able to help our students to succeed in life. And this is why we think this article has a lot of relevance for teachers, especially when we think on the reality of our Dominican society, where most students are not taught to manage their emotions appropriately, and where most of them face many challenges and difficult situations at home, sometimes related to the family's economic status and or parents themselves but manage of stress and strong emotions. So children are affected and unconsciously learn to react on the same way in adverse circumstances. And sometimes we're not aware about the critical role that emotions have in our lives and everything we do. But this article helps us to better understand this or remember that not being able to manage emotions appropriately can lead students to fail at school and other areas of their lives, and that our role as teachers includes much more than just instructing students on how to grow intellectually, but also emotionally. Even though it is worth mentioning that actually there's a quote on the article from the National Scientific Counseling on the Developing Child that states that stress reducing practices such as mindfulness can contribute to positive brain development and functioning while also reducing the expression of pro-inflammatory genes. And this is something that we need to keep in mind too, because being aware of brain development allows teachers to plan activities that strengthen underdeveloped skills like mindfulness, which again we believe is essential, especially for Dominican teachers, because it offers strategies to slow down students' thinking and give them time to reflect and respond rather than being on autopilot and reacting negatively by impulse when in stressful situation. And as the results of this research found that students stated that they actually experience happiness, calm, and self-control feelings after participating in mindfulness practices. So we think that it's important for teachers to promote practices that allow students to feel welcome in the classroom and important and understand that they are capable of reaching their goals and that they can overcome any adversity with a positive mindset. And that will be all for it. So thank you so much and have a great day.